This episode is about, probably as you can tell by the swear words. So we're just going to have a disclaimer here where we are actually going to swear a little bit more than normal. And as a disclaimer, I got ChatGPT to write one for us in the voice of Vanilla Ice. So, yo, what's up, podcast peeps? It's your boy Vanilla Ice here. And before we dive into the dope content, gotta drop a chill disclaimer about some language vibes y'all feel. Alright, check it. Sometimes we're straight up passionate or keeping it real. Some colorful words might just slip out, you know? But hey, I'm all about keeping it cool and respectful, so if any explicit language pops out like an unexpected beat drop, you just know that it's all in the flow of the conversation, and it ain't meant to offend or harsh anyone's vibes. So if you're chilling with the fam and you're vibing in the space where explicit lingo ain't the move, maybe pop on some headphones and catch us later, or watch one of our other episodes.
I barely.
Shit.
Yeah, ChatGPT for the assist. All right.
I barely rhymed. I like how Alex
it's
is
a
reading the
disclaimer,
Vanilla
though.
Ice.
Yeah.
He sounds like a rapper.
Oh yeah.
I think your name would be Strawberry Spice.
Brings a new meaning to street cred.
It's like a stripper name.
Strawberry Spice. It's like she thought it was good branding. I don't know how I feel about Sapphire anymore. Greetings and fist bumps. This is the Raised Eyebrow Podcast, where we discuss how this whole humanity thing can get a little out of control. Because somebody's got to do it. And we are your hosts, Kojo, Alex, and Mike. In this episode, we're going to talk about swear words because, fuck it, why not? Why are they so controversial? Whether it's cursing, swearing, cussing, vulgar language, foul language, obscenities, or expletives, these words have so much power over us, but damn, they're fun to say. Let's get into it. How you guys doing?
Yeah.
Also, this episode is brought to you by Samuel L. Jackson. No, just kidding. He wouldn't stoop to that level. He's got better things to do. But yeah, so off the top of my head, do you guys remember when you first started swearing?
Oh my god. So it was a boxing game, and I didn't know what swear words were, but I've heard the grown-ups say it. So,
Yep.
the boxing game was going on, and the guy hit one guy, and then he fell down, and then I said it, and then my auntie looks at me and said, "Who said that?" So then grabs me by the collar, pulls me out to the backyard, and at that time, she had this really huge dog. The dog was like taller than me. And I remember like the dog just licking my face, and I was bawling, like just crying.
Damn.
Wow. It's quite the traumatic experience.
Lessons were learned that day.
Yeah.
Lessons were learned. Never said a bad word. Now my language doesn't include swear words. It doesn't come naturally to me.
Mine, that's interesting. I think it depends on the setting. Like if I'm around, let's say my parents or older folks, elderly folks, whatever, I try to control the swear words. Like maybe one or two will slip in an unusual circumstance, like if we're watching a movie or something, or I'm telling a story, but it's rare. But if I'm among my peers, yeah, I'll swear a lot. I'm like a trucker. But yeah, so the lesson that I would have learned from that story is to not swear in front of the grown-ups. And that's going to my own personal experience. Like I just remember being a kid, and all the kids would like spread rumors like, have you heard of this word? And I'd be like, oh, I think I heard about that word. And it would just be on the playground, but like, don't let the teachers hear you, or, you get lashings or whatever. No, we don't get lashings. I didn't grow up in the 1920s.
Yeah.
1920s.
No lashings.
But
yeah, go ahead, Alex.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
No, that's my earliest memory. Just like schoolyard,
Yeah.
like rumors.
Some kid comes to school is like, oh, have you heard this word before? And then he says, and you're like, whoa, what does it mean? Where'd you
What's
learn
a
that
cunt?
from? I have an older brother in grade 5. Whoa, so much older.
You're so cool.
Yeah. For me, I was probably the kid spreading all the swear words around the school, but I I remember growing up, I've part of my family's Ukrainian, and we were discouraged for swearing in English. But if we swore in Ukrainian, it'd be like, oh no, don't. It's not vidma, it's vidma. Like they would correct you on your pronunciation.
Yeah.
They swear properly if you're going to swear in Ukrainian. So that was kind of an interesting relationship with swearing. Vidma means witch, but or no, Vidma means witch. Kurva means slut, but yeah.
It sounds bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the best way to learn a language is to start with swear words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah.
It's the whole immigrant, story. I think Russell Peters has a joke about this, where it's like, what's the first thing you learn in a new language? Like
swear words. Yeah.
Like, hello, you motherfucker.
They stick, yeah.
It's like what?
Like
That's
your friends will tell you, go tell that pretty girl that she's beautiful, and this is how you say beautiful, and then they will tell you the opposite of that.
It's like, I don't know why she slapped me.
It's a sign of respect in our culture.
Yeah. Exactly.
I did some kind of little brief research on profanity, which is what we're talking about here. It's generally used as an expression of strong emotion, typically anger, but it could also be used for joy, like hell yeah. And the faux pas attitude of profane language is usually that it's the middle finger to social customs, norms, the powers that be. It's kind of like this counterculture in language, if you will. And the etymology of profane comes from Latin, and it means outside the temple. So if the temple is essentially was accepted in society, then it's outside the temple, as in street language.
Yeah, I find it very interesting how it's like a shift. So in the olden days, what used to be considered swear words is shifted.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like same thing, similar to like body image, right? Like different weight sizes or more attractive, but that's a different story. Like culture always shifts based on like the mainstream perception, right? And sometimes it doesn't take that long, maybe less than 100 years with different things. But what was your point about how it shifts?
Well, so it looked like the religious stuff were more, like at that time, the profane was all religious. So, for God's sake was like, oh my God, like
you can't say that.
You can't say that. It's
taking the
blasphemy.
Lord's name in vain.
Yeah, speaking the Lord's name in vain, stuff like that. Whilst now it's more of the bodily stuff and
a lot of sexual, like fuck is the best example, right?
Yeah.
Double.
Yeah, it says a lot about our society when those are considered. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Like where anything sexual is considered swear words, or because you want to be on the right side of that culturally, socially. Whereas in North America, generally speaking, anything related to religion is kind of like most people don't really consider it that much of a swear word. Although I was watching this one interview with an imam, which is like a Muslim priest, and every time that he would say any one of the prophets' names, he would always say like "peace be with them." He would never take the name in vain, right?
Right. Like North America was built by, among others, the Puritans, right? It was a lot of like religious outcasts from Europe who came here, and they were like, "No, we'll do this our way, no swearing." Among many different things that they had in their worldview, right?
So apparently, there's also this thing that has to do with like even curse word, like the curse. So like you saying a string of words could form like something happening.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. So like the witch would string a bunch of words together, and then by saying it causes an action to happen. So then you voicing something can even harm God, or even harm a person, which was part of like this is blasphemy. You shouldn't say this word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're literally cursing someone.
Yeah. It's like a voodoo kind of thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which again goes back to like the Puritan, like the Pilgrims or whatever, and all the witch
Right.
trials and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have the taboo words that you're not supposed to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then then from that era, then you start replacing words, which we'd still do with the beeps, or
Yeah.
even the misspelling of a word with certain characters.
Right.
Um,
Exclamation mark.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We all know what you're talking about. So even if you say, like, for God's sake, you change it to for F sake, for fuck's
Yeah.
sake.
Yeah.
F sake.
We still know what you're talking about, but you replace it with something.
F that.
Which is kind of like, then why police it in the first place?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense. Because if you write like in Reddit and some of the forums and stuff, like if you write just certain words, you'll get flagged, and then they can block you, right? And but if you just misspell it, it won't. The system won't pick it up generally. So you're not actually policing the situation. You're just basically, it's just the people who aren't smart enough to get caught are able to just get away with it. And yeah, like what's the point? Just I don't know, just take the water wings off people. Just let it happen. It's just gonna
Spill it out.
yeah.
So the name for the string of words, like those symbols, they're actually called grolixes, and it's by Mort Walker in a book called The Lexicon of the Comicana.
Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean when you see like a pound sign, dollar sign,
Right.
at symbol? Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
Symbol replacements for swear words.
What's it called again?
So GRAWLIXES.
Wow,
Grolixes. I think that's what it's called.
that's interesting.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. The more you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but like usually when you're on the phone, and then they're like, we're gonna record this conversation, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Apparently
yeah.
they use it for research. So, the Marquez recorded a bunch of conversations throughout America, and then they stated that people in Ohio are more likely to use curse words than people in Washington State.
Interesting. I guess the West Coast is more chill.
Yeah, it was more open drug policies.
Right. But then they would use the swear words for like in a different expression, right? Which I'll get to in a second.
Why Ohio though? I would have pegged
East.
like New York, just because of New York
Boston.
Or
City.
even West Coast, like
Yeah.
like California or something like
Or
that,
New
where the
Jersey.
gangsters roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Maybe they just don't document like Compton inner city kids. I don't know. How accurate is the population pool in this
Yeah.
experiment? Because it's
Yeah.
just one experiment, right? Or one one test.
The British swear a lot though. Holy crap.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think most cultures. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I was gonna say most cultures swear, or have swearing in their, daily rituals, shall we say? But I don't think that. I'm sure some cultures are more conservative, right? For sure, they are.
Maybe. Maybe not. You don't know, Mike.
Well, I guess the more like religious a culture is, the more
Right.
Puritan it is, right?
Most likely, yeah. That would make sense. Although,
But then they suppress it more. So if when they're really mad, then it just all comes out, right? And it's like
Yeah.
the most foul shit you can imagine.
yeah, because
Yeah,
they're like
like-
swear words adjacent, right? Like it's not an actual like curse word or profanity, but they would.
It's like your sister's whatever.
Yeah,
Like, just go-
yeah. Or in
just go
Italian
nuts.
where they kind of hold
Oh,
their
yeah.
fingers up.
Or like spitting on the ground.
You're
Like
spitting,
symbolizing them.
or be like "Mamma Mia," like, and those are not swear words, but you know that they're substituting those for, or they would kind of put their hands up in prayer when they're frustrated, like just like God help me.
Yeah.
So it's a very religious country, and they're avoiding swearing, but you can still see the expression of it coming out.
Yeah, it's very human.
Yeah.
That leads me to an article I read from where is it? The Association of Psychological Science. So they say that.
Wow.
I know it's legit, right? It sounds legit. So profanity actually provides an evolutionary advantage, apparently, and this can protect us from physical harm. So swearing allows us to express our emotions symbolically without doing it physically, and it often acts as a cathartic release valve for the human condition, which is what we literally just talked about. But so like a good metaphor that was used in the article, swearing is like using the horn on your car, which can be used to signify different emotions. So anger, frustration, joy, or surprise. There's all these bits about like using it to describe people or different like races, but you could do it with like individuals. So you could be like, fucking Bill, or like fucking Bill, fucking Bill. Or, what's up, motherfucker? What's up, motherfucker? You want to fight? I'll kill you. What's up, motherfucker? So you could full spectrum of emotion with the swear word. It's fun.
Have you guys heard of this guy? His name is Stephen. Stephen Pickin. Let me get it right. What's the name? Where did I write it? Steven Pinker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this guy's name is Steven Pinker.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And he broke it down into, I think he's like a professor at University Harvard. I think he's from Harvard. And I was like, man, this guy has time on his hands to just sit down and categorize all these swear words into categories. He comes up with five types, and I think what Mike you're talking about is called the cathartic swearing.
Cathartic.
So it serves as a release of pent up emotion, or stress, or frustration. Because I mean, like something happens, and then you're like, "Fuck."
Yep.
Right.
It's
and then
good for
you just and then he expresses it like, how you sit on your cat, and then your cat just goes.
That's the human version of that.
Okay, so there's the first one is dysphematic swearing, right? So that swearing involves using offensive or derogatory language to express negative emotions, attitudes towards something or someone.
We will not give examples of those.
Fuck this guy.
Idiomatic swearing. So, when swear words are used to, like using like body parts.
So like
right?
My fucking knee.
Like you do like hand gestures.
Oh, like physical.
Like the middle finger.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then abusive swearing.
Yeah.
So swearing involves using swear words to direct, attack, or insult someone. So like you're actually attacking someone with what you're saying.
Right.
Emphatic swearing. So it's like more of like intensive emotion. So you win an award or something like that. You're like, oh man, this is fucking amazing.
Right.
So these are the 5. So idiomatic swearing, for instance, as part of everyday language, something that is without the intention to offend or insult, right? So it's like you're not, for an example of that is like piss off, you're a pain in my ass. Those type of like,
Yeah, it's almost like it's endearing.
Right. My favorite one is the emphatic swearing. And this is really, really fucking brilliant. Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right.
He thinks he's a fucking, whatever. And then there's the patois version. So listen to this one. I came home to my fucking house after fucking 3 years in fucking war. And what do I get? I find my wife in bed engaged in, and this part is interesting, illicit sexual relationship with a male. So you use the word fuck, and then on this part, you're like,
the part where they were fucking doesn't get mentioned as the word.
and then you have there's this comedy. I don't know if you guys watched Kings of Comedy.
What is it called?
Kings of Comedy with
Kings of
Bernie Mac.
Yeah. Bernie Mac.
And
who else was there? Steve Harvey, I think.
yeah, Steve Harvey. You have so in his example, he's like, when you're listening to one of our conversations, you might hear the word motherfucker about 32 times. Don't be afraid of the word motherfucker. I'm going to break it down to you. If you're out there this afternoon and you see like 3 or 4 brothers talking, you might hear a conversation and it goes like this. You seen that motherfucking Bobby? That motherfucker owes me 35 motherfucking dollars. He told me he's going to pay me my motherfucking money last motherfucking week. I ain't seen that motherfucker yet. I'm going to chase this motherfucker for my 35 fucking dollars. I called the motherfucker 4 motherfucking times, but the motherfucker wouldn't call me back. I called his mama the other motherfucking day. She gonna play like the motherfucker wasn't in. It's
Was that Bernie Mac?
That's Bernie Mac.
Oh, rest in
I know
peace.
that. Yeah, rest in peace, Bernie Mac.
Oh man, that was like I'm not doing justice to this, you know.
YouTube that if you want to.
I think you could probably maybe put that in when you're, you know. But this part, he says, I had this white guy tell me. He said, Bernie, why do black folks use the word motherfucker? Let me break it down. What the word motherfucker actually means, motherfucker, is the word that black folks have been using for years. It's about expression. Don't be ashamed of the word motherfucker because motherfucker is a noun. It describes a person, place, or thing.
So true.
Yeah, it could be like noun, verb, adjective, adverb. You can put it anywhere in a sentence and it works. It could just be a sentence in and of itself. Yeah, it's an amazing word. I looked up what it's. Sorry.
Yeah, and you could use it full spectrum of emotion too, right?
Yeah.
You looked up.
I looked up. It's hand gesture, cousin, the middle finger, and there are 2 kind of origin stories to it. So one is that it comes from Greece, where it represents a phallic symbol, representing the male genitalia, and displaying it was considered an insult. Another theory points to ancient Rome, where was a gesture used to kind of as an obscene insult. I guess in Roman culture, it kind of made more sense there. In medieval times, English longbowmen, they would use their middle finger to kind of pull the string back.
Ooh.
And so when captured by the French during the 100 Years' War, they would have their middle fingers cut off so that when they were eventually released in prisoner exchanges, they couldn't be used again as longbowmen. So when they would eventually capture French soldiers, they would show the middle finger to the French soldiers, and they would say "pluck you." And
pluck.
Then, the PL ended up becoming an F and merged with the word. And then the F word itself, the one way it was explained to me was it came from, it's like a Germanic, like an Anglo-Saxon word. So Anglo-Saxon is more of like Northern Germany, what we would now refer to as Northern Germany. And the Anglo-Saxons, they moved over to England. They settled there. That's where you get Anglo-Saxon is in terms of English. English in and of itself is a Germanic language. And they, fuck means essentially like a fertile soil. This is what they would refer to it as. That's where it comes from. So the sexual connotation when it comes to fuck or to fuck, it comes from the fertility in the soil to grow things.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Vsauce also explains that the Germanic language was more like those were the people were more of a lower class.
Yeah.
Hence why their words were used for insults.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vandalism
Mm-hmm.
comes from that group of people, and they
Interesting.
no pun intended, they fucked up Rome. Vandalized it, right? So vandals. But yeah, it's interesting. So part of that article I was referencing earlier, the research suggests that people who swear more, not surprisingly, score higher on traits such as like extroversion and dominance and hostility. So it is linked a little bit to personality. More type A personalities are more likely to swear, at least in public, whereas like introverts are more likely to like still swear when they're comfortable with people, but less so in like public situations. But swearing is not for uneducated people, as the stereotype suggests, or people of lower socioeconomic class. So it knows no like actual social boundaries in its expression. It's not like a bourgeoisie thing. It's not like a peasant thing. It's very much human. So it's counter to what people think, right? Although certain like institutions might frown upon it, or if it's like the Puritans as an example, or like religious institutions, but it doesn't mean that even people that are in those institutions don't swear. So
Yeah.
counterintuitive, right?
Speaking of people in institutions swearing, so fuck has its own Wikipedia page.
Nice.
And they have a list of instances where it was used in politics. So these do not reflect the views of the Raised Eyebrow podcast. These reflect the views of those who said it. So in 1965, U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson said to the Greek ambassador Alexandros Mateus, when he objected to American plans in Cyprus, quote, "Fuck your parliament and your constitution. America's an elephant, Cyprus is a flea, Greece is a flea. If these two fellows continue itching the elephant, they may just get whacked by the elephant's trunk. Whacked good."
Okay.
Actually, here's one from Canada. During a debate in February 1971 in the House of Commons, Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau mouthed the words "fuck off" to Conservative MP Justin Lundgren. There's a few here. In June 2004, U.S. Vice President Dick Cheney told Democratic Senator Patrick Leahy, "Go fuck yourself." Coincidentally, Cheney's outburst occurred the same day that the Defense of Decency Act was passed in the Senate.
Great timing.
Yeah, perfect timing. Yeah.
Aren't Canadians supposed to be soft?
Oh, that was Dick Cheney. That was the U.S. VP at the time.
No, I mean the previous one.
Oh, with Pierre Trudeau.
Yeah.
Justin's dad.
Yeah. Trudeau was because even when like there was the FLQ crisis in the 70s, they were because he had to inflict the War Measures Act, and they're like, "How far are you willing to go?" And he's like, "Just watch me." So he wasn't afraid to kind of speak his mind publicly, for better or for worse. But yeah.
I think we need those type of excitement in our Canadian politics to make it newsworthy.
I agree.
Because Americans are taking over all the.
No, we do. We invite Nazis to our House of Commons.
Give them awards for some reason.
Why not? Yeah.
What is it? Is this? Does it mean like you don't want to leave other people behind?
Oh yeah, or my personal favorite. So our party, who's in power, the Liberal government, they went away on an affordability, on a getaway to talk about affordability in the country because of high interest rates and stuff. And the total bill for this affordability conference that they had was $500 million.
They could afford it, so it's just not their money. That's all.
Or 500,000, maybe 500,000 probably is more correct, but still
500 million. So that's an expensive vacation.
Yeah, 500,000. Yeah, correction. Yeah,
still expensive though.
But why would you fly to like another province when you all work in Ottawa? Just
Right.
Take a weekends or, a couple days out of your work week. Do it there in Ottawa. You're all there. Like, why do you have to fly?
Book a Zoom meeting. What's
Yeah.
the problem?
I don't know. Well, probably because Justin wanted to dress up in one of his controversial outfits.
I mean, his inclusive efforts.
Like the time that he wore blackface.
A cringe.
I've never seen a leader of any country, and that includes all the leaders that are not on the right side of history, wear blackface.
Yeah. What was his statement like years later? He's like, well, times have changed. Okay.
It wasn't even good at the time.
Exactly. That's why it's funny. It was like 5 years ago.
Like,
it's not like it was
even
the
when
1980s.
blackface was used in cinema, it was still not that well accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Times have changed.
Yeah. Anyways, enough about politics.
Swearing.
Yeah, back to swearing. Fuck politics. So I looked up some swear words that we should bring back. These are old swear words.
I have one.
You have one. What is it?
Here's the cunt of a cow.
What is that?
Last used in 1585.
Wow.
Huh. Well, people still say but I've never
Yeah.
heard a cow. Cunt of a cow.
I don't know how cows have. I guess cows have.
Yeah. There's a Louis C.K. bit about the word.
Yeah.
So it's like, it means, female vagina. But he's like, how can you look at that part of a woman and call it a cunt? Like, it should be like, fa la 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 la. Like, and it should be like a butterfly sings when you see it. Like, that's a. It's like, no, that doesn't work.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Right. I'm butchering the delivery of the joke probably, but look it up. Louis
We're going to be
C.K.
in trouble for this podcast.
No, it's
Yeah,
fine.
probably get delisted.
We're a rated R podcast.
So
It's educational.
very educational. Yeah, we're about to educate you on some English history here. So the first one is beard splitter. It's a Victorian word for penis.
What?
Beard splitter?
Beard splitter. Yeah.
I don't get
I think it's because the beard in your pants, because they didn't shave at the time. Now you can visualize it, right?
I see it.
Yeah, you got the visual image. That'll never come out of your head.
Mm-hmm.
This one was invented by William Shakespeare. The next one,
Oh.
bed swerver.
Bed swerver.
Do you want to guess what it means? Bed swerver.
Is it like a serpent kind of reference?
No clue.
Kind of. It's someone who cheats. Like they swerve in and out
Oh.
of beds.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Gadzooks used to be a swear word, apparently.
Oh, I heard that one. It has to do with something. I forgot.
Is it
God
like-
something something.
Is it like, oh my God?
God's hooks.
God's hooks. Yes.
Yeah, close.
I think.
17th
Yeah, they
century.
mentioned that because they don't want to hurt God for saying so they say that.
Oh, yeah. So it's like oy vey, I guess. Along that line. I don't know. Anyway.
Speaking of God, this one means God's body.
Huh.
Gad's budslickens.
It sounds German.
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah. I don't know.
Or like Scandinavian.
This one's a term for a drunkard, which makes you sound drunk trying to say it. Arfarfen arf. Arfarfenarf.
Half and half.
A Victorian term for drunkard.
You're slurring.
Yeah, Arfarfenarf, yeah. There's Rantalian, which is a word meaning the scrotum is longer than his penis. Rantanolin.
You know, words like that, right? I'm like, how did you know? You had to examine your own self.
This one is just an expression of surprise or indignation. Zuderkins.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. Zuderkins. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really a swear word. Like, oh wow.
Yeah. Oh, Zurikins. I don't know. I use it in a sentence. This one's Zounderkite, a Victorian word for idiot.
Sounderkite. That sounds funny.
Another one. This one's for oral sex, a gamahoosh.
Gamahoosh.
And this one is from the early 20th century, meaning to spray poo upon. Beastcumber.
That's Victorian?
Bestcumber. No, it's early
20th
20th century, so early 1900s. So like 1910s.
In England?
Probably US. Bescummer.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Who was spraying poo?
I don't know.
Why are we spraying poo?
There's Fopdoodle, which means a dumbass.
Doodle.
Scobber Lotcher, one who never works hard. Another one, an invention of Shakespeare's. This is a time waster. Fustelarian.
Guess that's frowned upon in Shakespearean times.
Yeah. Oh, this one was, I remember reading this one. This is from a book, Tristram Shandy by Lawrence Stern. Good book. It was made to refer to a man he met who complained about all the wonderful places he traveled to. The word later went on to mean any sort of buzzkill, but I think it should come back for its original meaning, which means whining travelers. Smell fungus.
Smell fungus. They probably smell bad.
Yeah,
A lot of
there's
hostels.
yeah. Those are just a few that I found. Yeah, that are worth. I think we should bring some of them back. Which one was your favorite?
What's the one for the drunkard?
Oh, our Farfanarf.
Our Farfanarf.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
fun.
Our Farfanarf.
Yeah.
Beard splitter's kind of funny.
Beer.
Yeah. Very visual. And then what's the one for the guy that sleeps around? Bed serpent. Or no, bed
swerver.
Swerver.
Yep.
That's whatever. Just call it a womanizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of like swear words becoming retired, like shit doesn't have as much cachet as it used to have, or damn, like they kind of fell out, you know.
I was looking up just fun facts about swearing, which I'll read out in a second. But one of them is that shit is the #1 swear word on Facebook.
Nice.
Oh.
But there's an older demographic on Facebook, so maybe it's like an older generation thing. But I say shit a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm old. Oh no.
I always find it funny when people use heck as the swear.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
heck.
Just say hell.
They just let it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like talking about shit. So this phonetic why can't I even say this word? This phonemic swearing plays a really good role because, like, say for instance, someone dog is shitting in front of your lawn or whatever, and you wanna like just let them know, yo, stop doing. There's no word that can actually describe your emotions in a good way. So like, will you pick after your dog? You can't say dog poo, like it doesn't, right?
Oh, yeah.
So if you say, will you please pick up after your dog shit?
Feces. Their dogs. Droppings.
Right? It's like these words are used in a certain way to actually make sure the person, gets the point.
Yeah. Crap. Their dogs. What's another
Doo
word?
doo.
Yeah, what are synonyms for shit? Let's look that up.
What's another word for shit?
Yeah, synonyms for poo.
Because I mean, with your
fecal matter,
you're talking to a kid. Oh, you made a doo doo. It sounds cute.
Yeah.
Dung, excrement,
dump,
fecal matter. Yeah, dump. feces. There's a funny one. Apparently, like slang for taking for having to go take a shit among the young people is taking the kids to the Super Bowl. Or sorry, taking the Browns to the Super Bowl.
The Browns to the Super Bowl.
Yep, much funnier than the kids. Yeah.
Or like using in a very like polite way. I'm going to the Johns.
Going to the John, yeah. Another one that young people are saying is having to download. I got to go download.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be an upload?
No, you download.
Download.
Yeah.
Uploading.
Yeah,
That
because
doesn't make sense.
the
Okay.
load goes down, Mike.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. You're not uploading anything to the toilet. Anyway,
No, I hope not. Yeah.
not to get technical about that. Some more educational stuff. I have 17 facts about swearing that you probably didn't know.
Ooh.
I don't know if I'm going to read all of them, but just go through them. This is from BuzzFeed. I like my BuzzFeed articles.
Yeah.
So number one, which I didn't know, is that it's illegal to swear in public in Virginia. Believe it or not,
What?
I know it's actually considered a Class 4 misdemeanor. But I
What?
have a feeling
Wow.
that this is one of those laws from like 300 years ago that no one actually like changed. But like you're not actually going to get arrested in Virginia. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a weird one. If you lived in the Byzantine Empire during the 6th century, and you swore, you would have been given the death penalty. That's a fun one. So later on in the Middle Ages, penalties for blasphemy got more severe the more you were caught. I guess that goes hand in hand with like more religion. Here's a fun one. The word rooster was invented because cock started to become slang for penis instead of the male so yeah, the male fowl is the male bird. So rooster it is. And rooster was the Puritan alternative in the 1700s. Fart. The word fart dates back to 1250, making it one of the oldest obscene words in the English language. It also predates the word buttocks by 50 years. I don't know why that's important.
Nice.
Here's a fun one. Some automated answering systems are programmed so that if you swear at them, they'll transfer you straight to an operator.
Oh.
Alex would have experience with this. They try to measure your annoyance level. I mentioned this earlier. Shit is the most popular swear word used on Facebook. Fuck, damn, bitch, and crap round out the top 5. Pretty predictable. Swearing actually relieves pain. A study had college students immerse their hands in ice water, and some students were given a neutral word to say, and some were given an expletive. And the students were allowed to say expletives, and they could keep their hands in the water for an average of 40 seconds longer, the ones that were allowed to swear. So it relieved some pain there. Children learn swear words as early as 1 and 2 years old. They start learning name calling and psychological insults at the ages of 3 and 4. It's very human. This one's interesting. IBM fed their AI robot, Watson, we've all heard of Watson, all of Urban Dictionary so that it understands slang. And as a result, the robot became so profane that the scientists had to quickly wipe off the memory of Watson and like reboot it. And that robot went on to beat both Ken Jennings and Brad Rutter in Jeopardy.
I want to use that AI bot. That sounds like a fun one.
They wiped out its memory.
ChatGPT is too censored for me.
Yeah, is it like it's Puritan? Using your middle finger as an obscene gesture dates back all the way to ancient Greece. I think you mentioned this, Alex. You could see it in the 419 BCE play called The Clouds by Aristophanes. Didn't know that one. Contrary to popular belief, there is no correlation between how much you swear and how intelligent you are. There are rumors that go both ways, that swearing more makes you more intelligent, or swearing more means you don't have as good of a vocabulary. But a study from Yale showed no correlation between IQ and the colorful words.
Trying to imagine the number of people they had to bring in for this study.
Oh, man. Yeah, how big is this study? Chimps actually swear too. Washu the chimp was shown a taboo sign in sign language, which her and her child used when frustrated or angry. Scientists potty trained the chimps and then made the sign for excrement taboo for the chimps. The chimps would then use the sign and express anger or frustration. Alex mentioned this, or no, I think Kojo mentioned this. The most obscene state is Ohio. In contrast, the most polite state is Washington.
Oh, wow.
I think one of you guys mentioned this
Yeah,
earlier.
I think I mentioned
That
it
was
in
you,
the
right?
beginning,
A couple more here. Andrew Jackson's parrot had to be taken out of Jackson's funeral because it was swearing so much. The Reverend presiding said the bird commenced swearing so loud and long as to disrupt the people and had to be carried from the house. Fuck is the third most offensive word in the English language, and motherfucker is the second. According to the article, I would tell you the first, but my mother would come clean my mouth out with soap. Not funny.
What is the first?
I have no idea.
That's probably this. Yeah, it's probably see you next Tuesday.
See you. Oh, yes. Acronyms. The world record for the most F-bombs in a movie goes to The Wolf of Wall Street, with the word being used 506 times. That's 2.81 fucks per minute. Thank you to Leonardo DiCaprio for that one.
I would have thought Training Day would have got that one.
Training Day had a lot.
Yeah, or South Park movie.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Wolf of Wall Street.
those are probably top three. But wow, okay. DiCaprio.
Do you guys know, like, when you translate either a joke or also an insult in another language, it doesn't translate?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I feel bad for folks who only speak one language because they don't have insight into, like, the expression of people's, like, other languages. People who speak multiple languages can see different parallels.
Mm-hmm.
It's like access to a different world, essentially. Any other insights on why we swear?
Well, just speaking of the, because you're talking about like insight to other language. So French Canadian, tabernacle is the equivalent to fuck. But it comes from the word tabernacle, which is the box where you host the blood of Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they put you put sacred bread and wine into a tabernacle.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't sound offensive because you're saying it in English, but I'm sure in French.
Yeah, they say it all the time though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're also very, very religious too, right?
Right.
Like Catholicism is very big in Quebec and France too. So they,
at least culturally.
Yeah, at least culturally, yeah. So the fact that their main swear word refers to something to do with religious is interesting. Whereas, what does that say about the English world, where our main swear words have to do with sex?
Interesting.
I would say in our language, I'm just guessing, but I think it would be the insult, which is animal or your mother. Those two.
Yeah, I noticed that's popular with with a lot of people from like Asian countries. They would say your mother. It's like that's apparently an insult. Like when I get spam callers call me, I always like tell them to fuck off, and then they'd be like, "Oh, your mother." I'm like, that's not offensive to me. I don't.
Wow. But yeah, no. Your mother is.
Try harder, buddy.
Eastern Europe uses your mom a lot, or the sister is a big one. Like a female that's dear to you is like a huge insult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think so. Like if you break it down, you have insults that deal with incest, so motherfucker.
Right.
Sodomy, which is the so sodomy, fellatio, masturbation, bestiality.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the masturbation is like the jerk wanker.
All the sins.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's never insults towards guys though.
I don't think it would be funny.
Clearly all the men were the the ones making the rules for swearing. No one's like your dad's butthole. Like that's not a thing.
It would be like asshole, jerk, dick. But
yeah, true. You're a dick.
they're not like, they don't have the same kind of panache that the one for women do.
Yeah.
Yeah, women. Yeah, they got the short end of the stick on the swear word one. Yeah, but they throw it against each other too. Like they're.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
Packs a bigger punch.
yeah.
So have we been canceled yet?
We'll find out in like
Yeah.
a couple weeks, I guess.
Oh yeah, cancel culture. Yeah, they. If anybody needs to fuck off, it's them. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways,
Suckers.
yeah. Final thoughts. I don't know. Swearing is good for you. It's good for your health. Has to be proven.
Let's blow off steam.
It's in our DNA. So we got here for a reason. With swearing, I guess we need to keep going with it.
Yeah.
Don't suppress.
I've seen pastors even swear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't suppress that shit. It's bad for your health. So follow us on the social medias. Raised Eyebrow Podcast. We're everywhere. We're on YouTube now too. And remember, kids, if you're gonna swear, do it with love and intention.
Make a camp.